Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Larry, and a little over a year ago, I purchased a BMW 2021 GS 310. I took it about 2,000 miles down part of the Mid-Atlantic BDR and cruised up the coast back home to Connecticut. So I wanted to give you a little breakdown on the bike and what I added and changed to it to make it a little bit more accommodating for off-road riding and everything day to day, long trips. So here it is. All right, so let's start with the exhaust. This was one of the first things I purchased. It just sounds good. It makes the bike look better. I think you get a whopping 1 horsepower and a 0.8 of torque from the exhaust. Now I don't know what that is with the intake too, but I did add the K&N washable filter in there. I think that helps a little bit. Not sure how much. I'm not gonna get crazy in depth on this exhaust, but I will say, I added the heat shield on. So altogether it was around 550. It's great quality. I mean, I think it sounds great. I run it with the silencer out. If I was gonna do a long trip like I did put it in. It's a little easier on the ears. Install was fairly simple. But yeah, that's pretty straightforward. All right, so the next thing I ordered for the GS310 would be these SRC crash bars. Now these things are fantastic. I looked at a few different options for this bike, and these by far were my top pick. You have a great design, and they bolt to the frame and the lower engine here, as well as two areas where it goes straight through to the other side, which is great for impact and all that kind of stuff, dropping the bike. This is the only set that I saw that had this extra weld bar here where it kind of gave you a bit of protection for rather your fog lights or maybe an auxiliary bag with some, why would you have delicate stuff, but anything in there, maybe an extra thing of water or first aid kit or whatever. So I really like that. And on that bar they give you this SRC slider, which can take a bit of grunt and you can replace it cheaply and whatnot. These bars come in around 460. They are 1-inch diameter with an 1/8-inch wall, steel construction with a black powder coating, which has been quite invincible. And I got 6,000 miles on this bike. Dirt, trails, water, highway, salt, and there's not a single bit of powder coating missing, which is it really stands to say that they did a good job with their coating. They did not chintz out. All their welds look great. No junky welds or anything. All right, so after getting the crash bars installed and being able to check out their quality and their craftsmanship from SRC, I went ahead and ordered the rest of the line for the 310. So the next thing I want to talk about is this Headlight Guard. It's stunning. It looks beautiful. Powder coated black steel. I think this is also laser cut. The framework and whatnot. You got your 4 rubber grommets that can kind of just pop off these polished nipples here, and you can do any kind of maintenance or cleaning of the headlight that you need to do. You have a third little mounting point here that kind of, I guess, would stop anything from really bending this and getting to the headlight. Yeah, I love it. I think it looks good. And again, just like the bars, not a single scratch or rock chip. Their powder coating guy is good. This is looking really nice. This comes in right now, I believe it's on sale for about $90. I'm not affiliated with the SRC at all. Again, I like to rep and promote quality products, especially for motorcycles and whatnot. So this is on sale for around $90, I believe. It comes in silver, stainless steel, and black. Both look like in stock right now. So yeah, let's keep moving. Okay, so as well as the bars and the headlight cover, we sprung for the lower engine or skid plate guard. This thing is solid. It looks great, just like everything else. You have your SRC badging up front. Your I think this is thicker than 1/8 inch, but it might be the same as the bars. Great welds, powder coated. Again, same deal. No chips, no dents. It's in a great positioning. It covers up your oil filter here, and you know, your lower engine. And this also, again, obviously you can see it works with your crash bars and whatnot. Now, I believe this skid plate we're going for about 260 in silver or black, both in stock. And while we're down here, we have the SRC radiator guard as well. Great craftsmanship. You got your honeycomb pattern here, and you have these two little winglets here that kind of give a little bit of extra protection. That's going for $97. Silver and black, both in stock. I'll put a link below for those. You know, these things are great quality. They exceeded my expectations, and you know, again, no chips or anything. You know, again, things are gonna get chips. That's not really my number one, you know, worry. But hey, you know, if they keep their products looking nice, why not? Okay, let's wrap around to the other side real quick and talk about the caliper cover guard and the kickstand switch guard. So I think at around $75 together, why not? Let's just get the rest of the stuff. So that's what we did. The caliper cover I got in black, your SRC badging on there. You know, I can see maybe this kind of coming into play, dropping the bike, or, you know, wheeling into something shitty in the woods and, you know, possibly gouging your caliper, or maybe breaking it enough to exposing, you know, the fluid or whatnot. So yeah, that's that. And then you have your kickstand switch guard here. I couldn't find it. I think they were out of stock in black, but hey, you know what? It kind of goes with the peg here, blends in nicely. I think it looks great. And again, I was just kind of going with the rest of the stuff they had. You know, might as well support a brand that I am really liking. Oh, I almost forgot. We have your kickstand, the foot extender, I guess you call it. Great for muddy or dirt, whatever, grass. You know, instead of watching your kickstand just stab right through the dirt there, this thing gives you a bigger footprint, and, you know, holds the bike up a bit better. 4 bolts, easy installation. I really wish they made this for other bikes. I would definitely get theirs. Again, I haven't had any issues with installation or anything coming loose. So yeah, that about wraps it up for the SRC stuff. Let's keep on moving. All right, let's talk ergonomics. So the foot pegs I upgraded to are the SW Motec. I think they're called the Evos. Yeah, the Evo adjustable foot pegs. Super strong, super easy to install. I kept the camber or the adjustment flat. I did go lower just to give myself a little room on the shifter with the Foreman boots. But either way, nice thick chunky aluminum bracket here. I'm not sure what the foot peg is made out of. I don't think they told you. It comes with a rubber piece that attaches super easy, I think with like an 8mm bolt. Those come off nice and quick. These teeth grab your shoes very well. And a bit different than most of the design. They have kind of a tapered look, and I've enjoyed it. You know, if you want a little bit more of a platform, you kind of go on the inner, and if you're getting a little technical, you can come over and do a little of this, a little bit of that. I think these come in around $170. Now, if you can find them is another thing. I had a hard time getting my second set for my second bike. But yeah, these are great. All right, let's talk bar risers and our ergonomics up front here. I went with a 2-inch rise with Rocks blocks. It's a split design, so it's not just your single chunk of aluminum, which is totally fine. They've worked, they're proven, they have proven miles on them. I have no problem with them. It's definitely nice to have, you know, 2 pivot points now, one where the original bars were mounted, and then now where the bars are mounted in the rocks block. So you can mess around with that, get your perfect sitting position. And also when you do that, keep in mind this is where you're going to be when you're really taking advantage of those risers. So set that angle the way you want it to. The bar risers came in around $100. They were a little tough to find. It's funny, some things are hard to find for the 310. You got to just check your dimensions of whatever bars you're using, and and go from there. So with the risers, there is a little bit of contact with the windscreen, and it's just at that point where it hits the bump stop. So not a huge deal. This has a little bit of movement. This is a push windscreen. That came in around $100. Revzilla, I believe, has it in smoked, dark smoke, and clear. It does, believe it or not, help a lot. It helps with the wind coming against your chest. It also, I even can set my visor where that's kind of doing one of these, and it kind of helps with that. Also, I found myself in some of the muggier days on the highway stretches where I was just kind of taking shelter underneath the windscreen here, and taking a little break out of the damp cold, just kind of hitting your face. So that definitely did a good job over the miles. We can talk about these double take mirrors. I know I had some questions about those. If you're getting them to help with vibration, it doesn't do much. I'm not gonna lie, that's what I read. So I decided to give them a try because I couldn't see anything out of the stock mirrors. You know what? When it comes down to it, what do you really need to see? You need to see, headlights coming up behind you too fast, or maybe some police lights. Hopefully not. So most of the time when you're going slow RPMs or lower RPMs, you can see what you need to see. But maybe minimal help with vibration. But where it really comes in nice is the off-road stuff where you want to get rid of these real quick. It's just a quick unscrew, you throw them in your bag, or just even move them out of the way. Or if you're doing a lot of you're going to be doing a lot of upright standing for some off-road, you can take this and boom, now you got a good way to see behind you, standing up, making sure the guy you're riding with didn't fall off the cliff and you just kept on going. So yeah, they're great. The double takes came in around $150. This is a 6-inch arm. It works great for the 310. Regardless of the vibration, I highly recommend them. They do a good job. And pay attention to when you're ordering. You have some reverse threads on the 310. I think just one side. So yeah, those worked really good. I really like them. Also, we can get into the throttle lock while I'm here. The throttle lock definitely came into play on the highway. This isn't a highway bike, but hey, I was doing my thing, and it just works. So that's what it needs to do. It needs to not. I don't touch it for months, and then whatever I do a big trip, and I'm on the highway, and I'm doing 70, and my wrist is screaming, and I can just lock that throttle, and I can give my arm a break. I can grab a snack, do whatever I need to do, and not lose any speed. It really does work seamlessly. I'm sure people have heard, Adventure Rider Radio talk about this throttle lock, and it works like factory. So it's very easy to adjust. Even when it's locked, you can change your speed or your RPM. You can't really change the speed, and you can cancel it just as easy. Great craftsmanship. It hasn't failed. So that's comes in around $145. I got a little cheat sheet here down for prices, so I could give you guys proper information. We can talk about the Bark Busters next. These Bark Busters are a bit overpriced. I did go for the carbon fiber set, which was just choice. It just looked good. It's hard to say no to carbon fiber. The arm, the bracket alone, this goes with most of their guards, so I can change these at any point if I want to. And I believe the brackets were $115, and the guards themselves were like $180. But again, listen, have fun. It's what it's for. They look good. I think they go great with the blue. carbon fiber is strong and light, but you know what? They're not going to take a fall. Although I did drop the bike a few times that way, but hey, they're holding up. They're holding up pretty good. All right, let's talk lighting. So I went with these Denali D2s. I added the yellow lens. They have an amber and a clear, so if you want yellow, make sure it's gonna say yellow, not amber. This is more of like a Euro style lens, I believe. As well as I did a hybrid setup of one more of a centered beam and one more of a flood. I just find that to be the best way to kind of light up what's in front of you, as well as positioning the light, to oncoming traffic. Your left side, you don't want it in their eyes, so I lowered that side down a little bit, and my woods side, I kind of turned more towards the woods, and so I can kind of see any animals or unexpected whatever coming, onto in front of me. So these are running about $400. The brackets are around 60. I can't remember if they're 60 or 80. And you're getting about 2100 lumens out of these things. I mean, way brighter than the headlight. These things have, more than doubled my my vision at night. So, they comes with the whole package, your switch for your handlebars and your wiring and all that good stuff. So, definitely a good buy for the bike. All right, when it came to tires, I went with a, they call it an Adventure Cross tire. It's the Battle Axe by Bridgestone. I didn't have anything to compare it to, but at my, my impression of the way these kind of tires act, I was a little surprised. As far as taking corners on the street, I really didn't have that much of an issue. Yeah, street tires are always going to be better. But again, I was doing 60, 65 through country roads without an issue. And again, 60 pounds of camping gear in the back. So they really did a good job. And when I needed them the most in the tough terrain, they definitely provided a ton of throwing power, just getting rid of whatever was underneath me and put me right up the hill or whatever. So, the bike is light. It doesn't really have that hard of a time getting up things as it is, but these Bridgestones really did a great job. Will I go with them again? Probably not right away. I did order a set of some MOTOs. I'm curious to see what those are like. I want to check out the hype. I really like their tread design. But as of right now, the Battle Axe has, no negative thoughts in my head. I really like them. And when you move on to an off-road tire, one of the things I found out quick is actually it puts the bike up a little higher. And when you're a short little guy, it definitely you go, crap. But you just throw on your Formas and you get another inch there. So it's not that big of a deal. The back tire is just as good as the front tire. A nice knobby pattern with plenty of contact patch for the highway or whatever else you may need. Okay, so the last few things I want to talk about before we finish up this video is basically my cockpit here, and what I'm running for a tank bag is the MOSKO MOTO Nomax. This thing is killing. It's got tons of compartments. You got one up here in the front, nice and small for anything tight, maybe some change for a toll. You have your MOLLE adapter or MOLLE system here. You have your beaver tail type thing, just quick Velcro. You have your buckles here too to keep it secure. Then I put my registration, my insurance card. I actually keep my garage door opener here. That way when I'm pulling up to the house, I can just press right there and it opens up, which is very convenient. There goes my heating system again. And here I keep tissues, headphones, gum, mints, whatever. My hand sanitizer, if I gotta use a public bathroom or whatever, I can grab stuff from here real quick. For the trip I had like some quick chewy gummies, vitamins and stuff like that. You have a nice, it's like a fabric, kind of like a like what's it called, microfiber area. You can put like some glasses or some sunglasses in here. You have, you know, a bunch of different things. You know, they went through it and made sure it had everything that you would want. Then you have an even bigger compartment here. I'm sure you can fit like an iPad. You know, right now I'm not super activated, but for right now I have a multi-tool. I have my locking system. I got a face mask. This thing can get filled to the gills here. I mean, and then your last compartment underneath that compartment is your bladder. You can do it comes with a bladder with a hose system. I'll say Camelback, and you have your different hooks here. You can wrap your hose around. That way, it's not flapping all over the place and dripping water and whatnot. But yeah, materials, zippers, everything feels really good. It comes with a sorry, bear with me here. It does come with a rain guard, which is, you know, I've been in the rain with this alone and nothing really got wet. But it's nice. It does have a window here in case you do have a map or you're running something else for navigation or whatever. So that works pretty well. That just wraps over here like most all the other ones. I don't really, you know, maybe if I got stuck in a downpour, I'd throw it on, but I haven't really had to use it. So yeah, that's that. We can talk phone mounts now. This is I'm running the quad lock. This is the wireless charging version with the anti vibration attachment here. So I've seen a few of the competitors, and you know, nothing really does what this does. This is top of the line here. It is a little pricey. The wireless charging part alone is, I think, $70, and then you got to do the, you know, the anti-vibration. I think it's like 20, and then, you know, the mount itself and the phone case. So it adds up. But I will say, hey, it's gonna last you. You can buy replacement parts if you need them, and it just does its job. I put my phone on there for a ride, and I never have to worry about, you know, running out of charge for the GPS, or if I'm tracking my my trip, or if I'm tracking, you know, whatever. That's good to go. Pretty simple to wire up. The GS310 has 2 auxiliary ports behind the headlight, and I'm sure if any of you looked into it, you know there's, you know, one I think you could use for the heated grips, and then one for charger. So yeah, that basically covers that. And then up here I use the Garmin XT Zumo GPS that basically just clips on right to here. I'm using just a ram mount suction cup that goes to the windshield. It hasn't let me down in over 5,000 miles, so I'll probably stick with that unless I start to have issues and maybe fabricate some kind of, you know, one of the regular GPS bar mounts. But yeah, other than that, I mean, that's how I'm riding this thing. I've had a hell of a time with it, you know, learning a lot about off-road. I did my first wheels on the field with BMW on this. I had an amazing time. You know, if you're just starting out, you know, riding in general, or if you're starting out adventure riding, I mean, this is definitely a great place to start. I can't say anything for any other bike, but I've had nothing but good experiences on this. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews. I've heard a lot of negative talk about this bike not being up to par with GS and blah blah blah. You know, when it comes down to it, what's your baseline GS? You know, before this, you're spending, you know, over 10, 12 grand. This bike is $6 grand. You can't go wrong with that. You can get out on the trails. You know, it's got enough room and girth and suspension to throw your, you know, 60 pounds of gear on there. And, you know, okay, you're not going to be doing 80 comfortably on the highway, but you can do 65. And, you know, at that speed as a newer rider, you're even safer. So, you know, like I said, this bike isn't going anywhere. I'm going to keep it. I ride it all the time. I pretty much daily it, unless I'm feeling frisky and I'm going to ride something else. But it's been a lot of fun, and I can't say anything bad about it. You know, every bike has issues, you know, and I hear a lot of reviews on on the GS 310 saying, oh, the handlebars shake at speed and blah blah blah. And you know, they go through these whole extensive reviews about the bike and every nut and bolt on it, and it's built in India and blah blah blah. First of all, you know, India is in itself an insane country, so it, you know, you can't really say that's a bad thing. It's backed by BMW. You know, they're not going to put out garbage. It's a great gateway into their bigger bikes, and you know, most of the, most of the reviews on this bike, they don't really show it going on dirt. Some of them do, and you know, with the right tires and in the right pegs and everything, the bars, you're gonna have a great time. You can't sit here and review a bike on the stock pegs. You know, who on an adventure bike, you know, spends 15 grand on a bike and then leaves the, you know, little 1 inch wide foot pegs on there? Nobody does that. So don't sit there and, you know, use that as a negative against the bike. The bike's fun. I hope you guys enjoyed some of the topics here. I mean, I think that I built the bike well, and if you have any other questions, I would love to, you know, reach out and help you in any way. Yeah, so keep riding. I'm looking forward to the future with this channel. I'm hoping to do a lot of weekend ride and camp trips, week-long trips. Later this year, we'll be doing the Southern Cross of the United States. Well, that would be huge. I think we're doing the Trans-Pennsylvania Trail. You know, we'll be doing all sorts of things and bringing the camera along and whatnot. And soon to come, I'm going to do a video on what I packed for a week on this bike. Actually, laid out in front of me is everything I packed. So we'll get into that. It'll be cool. And then yeah, I have a bunch of videos lined up here. I do have a new bike. I did come back from my week-long trip and bought something a little bit more exciting. And yeah, I'll have a video about that coming soon. So. Again, I don't know if I even said it, but my name is Larry. I'm gonna hopefully bring you some cool videos in the future, and I'm looking forward to hear more from you guys. All right.